Your Northland Sports Report starts now with Norman Seawright.
The UMD softball team designated this weekend 1-4 Mandy Matula weekend in honor of the late Bulldog alumna. They split the Saturday series with Southwest Minnesota State. Today's doubleheader was with Sioux Falls, and it took 5 innings before any sort of scoring happened. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Cougars Brittany Broussard, that's not her, that's her. She has a fly ball going foul until Heather Wojak slides right in there and makes it an out. She gets the Bulldogs up to bat. Bottom of the 6th, Alexia Klaas for the Bulldogs. She has a shot to center field. She bats in Jordan Rice, and finally, that's a run scored. Then, Heather Wojak herself with an RBI double down third baseline. She brings home Klaas. Those were the only runs. UMD shut out Sioux Falls in Game 1, 2-0, but they split with the Cougars in Game 2. The Bulldogs fell 2-1. Meanwhile, at Wade Stadium, UMD baseball, another doubleheader with Winona State. We join at the bottom of the 5th inning. Brian Pierce fires to left center. He bats home Kyle Singer to score. That ties at 3. Then Johnny Meyer. He's driving to center field. It's an RBI double. Bogoff and Pierce come flying home. The Warriors decide after that they might want to make a pitching change. In fact, that's exactly what they do. Following that, they beat UMD 6-5 in Game 1. Game 2 was another matter. Bulldogs beat Winona State 9-3, and they are 3-4 with the Warriors this weekend. Not bad at all. In the major leagues, the Pirates visited the Brewers. Carlos Gomez hit a homer for 2, and that was it. Pittsburgh won 10-2. And the Twins, they fell again to the White Sox 2-6. Now, it's the off-season for hockey, but you always want to keep your skills sharp. It's never a bad idea. The Northern Storm youth teams hosted their Battle by the Bay tournaments, and they wrapped up today. We'll join them at the Under-14 Championship. They pit the Storm against the Winnipeg Falcons, all the way from Winnipeg. Second period, Storm's Lauren Donnell, and her shot gets broken up, bounces off the back wall. Jenna Reeves takes the rebound to score. That's a 1-goal lead for the Storm. Then Donnell and back on the run again, and there's a save for Bianca Zach for the Falcons. Then we go to the third period where the Storm, Kiana Bender with a return to sender in the Falcons zone, she scores. Then Chloe Lund, she's skating into traffic, rifles a one-top shelf 3-goal lead. That is the win for the Storm and the championship. The Storm scored 35 goals over 5 games in the tourney. Their coach wants to teach them adaptability, and the girls are nearly speechless after the win.
We prep for each team based on what we think we can expose and what we think is our strong points. So, for instance, in this game, we're playing a bigger team, a little more physical than what we're usually used to. So we talked about how to prepare for that and how to get open and how to get your chances, even though you're not going to have as much space as you're used to.
Our team is very skilled. Good.
And the Minnesota Wild has been placed for its first series in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Bryce's going to like this. The opponents, the St. Louis Blues. The same Blues that beat the Wild on Saturday night. Game 1 is in St. Louis this Thursday at 8:30 p.m. In the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks came into Saturday with a shot at the playoffs. To lock up that spot, though, they needed to take out another team from the Empire State. Enter the Nets. Brooklyn's finest came to town to play. We go to the first quarter. Chris Middleton first forced a turnover. Michael Carter-Williams' one-handed throwdown brings the Bucks within 2 points. They really start firing after the half. Middleton give and go with Zaza Pachulia right here. He goes back door, and he finishes with the two-handed dunk. The Bucks went from the league's worst record last season to the playoffs this season, winning 96-73. Let's switch gears now and go to Augusta, Georgia. The Masters wrapped up today in golf. Jordan Spieth in position to be the youngest ever, second youngest ever golfer to win. Behind, guess who? Yep, it's Tiger. He didn't have a great day, though, and it got worse because he hit a tree root on the 9th. He finished 6 under par. Now, we'll join Phil Mickelson on the 15th in the bunker. Third shot on par 5, and he decides he's going to chip it onto the green, and he manages to make it an eagle. Not bad. He finishes 14 under par, but 21-year-old Jordan Spieth gets a bogey tap on the 18th, and he ties Tiger's finishing record, and he is the second youngest ever to win the Green Blazer after Mr. Woods himself. And finally, if you're feeling like venturing off the beaten path, how about a fencing lesson? The Lotus Center in downtown Duluth features every Sunday at 2 p.m. fencing lessons with Chris Nelson. It's non-competitive, and it's an interesting sport because, sure, you get a leg and an arm workout, but also because it's described as mental chess.
I mean, there's the physical aspect, just being able to do the moves, and it's very physically demanding, but it's also it's a mind game. You learn the moves, but then you have to outthink your opponent.
It was kind of fun to watch that, Edward. And
Yeah.
news from UMD, former hockey player Jenny Potter was just named the head coach for women's hockey at Ohio State.
Congratulations, Jenny Potter. All right, we'll be right back.